Deon Fourie is back with the Boks. Confirmation from the Bok camp. The 39, soon to be 40-year-old, is back in the green and gold and has been called up to Rassie Erasmus' side after an incredible game on Friday night. And so well deserved. A player who probably didn't think he would be in the feature again for the Boks, but has come through several long-term injuries. Last played for the Boks in the World Cup final. I mean, coming back to that game, he had several injuries this season and hadn't played for a while. But basically, this is a player who has decided that every single time he goes out, he's going to give it all. And on the Forever Sports Breakfast Club show, which happens on Monday mornings, my co-host X actually said that it looks like every time he goes onto the field, he is playing for what he thinks could potentially be his last game. And that is exactly what we saw on Friday night. And as a back on the incredible performance, he has been given the nod. And I mean, why not? This is the match. And during Friday in our player rating show, we voted him as the fans, player of the match with his average rating a 9 out of 10. A try assist, several carries, 13 out of 14 tackles, couple of turnovers as well, meters gained. He was absolutely everywhere. And with no Kwaka Smith within the Boks, with Siya Kolisi now nursing a hamstring injury, we need more depth in number 6 jersey. And here he is. And I think an important part with regards to his call-up and where the Boks squad is the fact that during the World Cup, and as mentioned, the last time he played was the World Cup final, this very match where he won his medal. He covered both hooker as well as flank. And the press release from the Boks said exactly that, saying as follows. The 39-year-old Fourie, who doubles up as a loose forward and hooker, will join up with the squad in Johannesburg on Tuesday morning. Hooker and flanker. Let's be honest, at the moment, Malcolm Marx is well and clear the number one choice hooker. After that, we are seeing lots of different options. There's no Marnus van der Merwe at the moment due to injury. Johan Grobbelaar, I thought, had a solid game this past weekend. Andrew Hugo Venter definitely put his hand up on Friday. Jan-Hendrik Wessels has been an option there at the moment, but no one has really come close to matching Malcolm Marx in terms of what we needed in a hooker sense. And as a result, I personally think we could potentially see Deon Fourie in that role, in the number 16 jersey, as a hooker reserve in the first test, but only really if we need Malcolm Marx to go off, if he goes off due to injury. Because now, once again, in terms of a dynamic bench, what you can have is if Malcolm Marx goes the full 80, as Wongi Manambi was doing during the 2023 World Cup, you could be bringing on a Deon Fourie along with 2 locks and a loose forward. You could be bringing on effectively 2 loose forwards, 2 locks, obviously 2 props, and the likes of that. And we could go with a 7-1 split as well, where you could basically replace the entire pack, bar Malcolm Marx. You could have more fetches onto the park. You could have more speed and dynamism across the park. And I think as an impact player, he's perfectly suited. Age is just a number, is what a lot of people say. And he's kind of proving that to be true. At the end of the day, one man's 39-year-old is not the same as another man's 39-year-old. And, on Friday, he did not look like a player at the back end of his career. He looked like the player playing at... I don't think I've ever seen him play better, to be honest. That was the kind of level we saw on Friday night. And we need somebody who could step up in the big games and the big moments. And he was doing exactly that on Friday night. I always say the best players, the cream rises to the crop. The best players do it when it matters in the big games. And he's done. He went to the World Cup. He debuted as the oldest Springbok of all time, to have his debut. And since then, he's only gone on to get better. And it was a fairy tale story when he won the World Cup and got this medal. It's even more of a fairy tale story to think that since then, he's gone on and he probably thought his career was over, with all the injuries and the likes of that. But Rassie Erasmus has seen something there on Friday night. And Rassie even said, I'm not sure Deon Fourie will play for us again, but we know what we have. This call-up is exactly that. We know exactly what you're going to get with Deon Fourie, which is turnovers, speed, and a work rate that nobody else can match. They can try, and some people obviously do work very hard and they do match it, but he's one of those players, he will outwork you. He is a grafter. He's not a flair here for the nice things. He's not a luxury player. We talk about luxury players, with fancy skill set, but maybe don't do the hard yards. He is everything but a luxury player. He is a player who will get down into the trenches and loves to live there. Growing up, I always hated playing against Deon Fourie. He was always sort of the niggle, almost sort of there's a bit of a dirty player type of thing, because he liked to get involved and he liked to have a word and, proper old-fashioned type of player. And as he gets older and you start to really appreciate what he brings, And the Stormers are very lucky to have him in the lineup. And we saw that on Friday night. And hopefully now we could even see it for the Boks. At the end of the day, right now we are in World Cup with one eye, but the next 3 tests are the most important. And I think if you could win the first 3 tests, we might see a different team going off to Baltimore. I personally think that will be the goal. Get those first 3 tests done. Get the series wrapped up. Then you can rotate a bit and send some players after Baltimore. I do think we'll see a very experimental squad go to Australia. Probably players, mostly Japanese-based players, and maybe some of the younger players. I don't think we're going to see, the likes of maybe your Eben Etzebeth and your Sash and the likes of them. We'll go back to their franchise and get ready for URC and try and play a few weeks there before then coming into the Nations Championship at the end of the season. Right now, it's about winning the next 3 tests. And if Deon Fourie makes that more likely or gives us a better chance of doing that, you've got to get him involved. You've got to get him onto the team.